Alright, so we're here at the special red carpet event of Dune, talking with two of the stars from the film, Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet. We're here to reveal something very cool, but first let's talk about the film. Now, Timothy, I saw the movie, it was great, so congrats to both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
There were a few fight scenes in the film where you kind of came off a little bit like a badass. And I want to know,
just a little bit.
A little bit.
Man.
I want to know if that was 100%
Feels
you.
good.
And if it was, how much training goes into that?
There was like 6 months of training on that, so thanks for pointing that out because I didn't have a lot of fight training before that. I did a movie called The King that you were talking about before, where I had a lot of combat training, but this was on another level. And we had a great stunt coordinator named Roger Yuan. He visited me on another movie I was doing in France right before that, so we were training in a wine cellar, literally, for these fight scenes. And then when I got to Budapest, got to train with Thanos, with Josh Brolin, and who kicked some serious ass.
Yeah,
and that was interesting because he learned it with my stunt double and I learned it with his stunt double, and they're obviously both super gifted, whatever. And then when we learned it with each other, it was like having we were like each other up the whole time because it was like having a new dance partner, you know. And I had a stunt double named Lorenz, but he didn't in those sequences he didn't do it. I can proudly say those.
He was just more for the training.
He did all the training. Yeah. He was all over me. He said my footwork was sloppy once. Do you have a stunt double you always work with? Because it's tough. You got to find someone that has your body type.
Exactly. Same hair, all that.
Exactly.
But yeah,
it was fun to watch.
Came off
Thank
really
you, man.
well.
Thank you.
I got to watch that final scene. It was fun.
Which one?
Because that's what
I was
there
Jordan.
for.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the move.
Yeah.
That's good. Zendaya, you've starred in a few big action adventure films before, but is there something specific that brought you to Dune?
Oh man, I mean, it's like it's a dream project. I mean, probably Denis Villeneuve. I think all of us could probably say that because he's just an extraordinary filmmaker. I've been a fan of like all his movies. I've seen Prisoners. I can't even count how many times. Anybody who comes to my house has to watch Prisoners.
It's an intense movie to
yeah,
show people.
But I'm like, it's amazing. Watch it. But yeah, no, I just I'm a huge fan. So when I found out he was doing this, then I knew that Timothy was involved. I was obviously a fan of his work as well. So it was like, can I get in the room? You know, I definitely pursued it. You know, aggressively before they had started casting any or casting the role yet, and I was just like, hey, I'm here, let me know,
I'll do it, yeah.
Let me know you want me to audition, you know.
Awesome. This is a very large scale film with a lot of special effects, a lot of action. I was wondering how that compares to some of your other films, and is it easy to adjust?
I mean, yes and no. I love that question because, like you said, most of the things I worked on were smaller, and I thought this would be something where there were so many departments, so many things happening on set that it would feel like a theme park or something, or some like crazy circus. But as Zendaya was saying, the director we had, Denis, he has major indie vibes, if I could put it like that. You know, he's always working with the same collaborators, and so it just felt like walking into a family that already existed, and that we just had to bring some sort of new energy to it.
And this is more of a general question for both of you guys. How do you guys prepare for a role like this? And do you have any rituals before you go on set?
It's funny because I was only there for like 5 days. So there was not much preparation time. I was coming right off, I was literally in the middle of shooting the finale episode of Euphoria. And I just jumped off that, went over and got to hang out with these guys. And it was, I was very intimidated because I was landing in Jordan. Everybody was in their costumes. Everybody looked so freaking cool, you know. Yeah, and and everybody just looked as if they were of this planet already, you know. And I came in there and I was like, oh, okay, here we go, acting in front of Javier Bardem, no big deal. But it was really everybody was so lovely and so opening to having me be there and gracious with their time and energy, and Denny was so helpful. So he really was, I didn't have as much time as I wish I could have to prepare, but that's definitely why I hope we get to do it again, because I would like some more time to...
I think there's going to be more.
Yeah, I would like some more time to enjoy these characters. Also just hang out, you know what I mean? Have a good time.
Play Fortnite on set.
I'd love to do some, play Fortnite on
set. We had Oscar Isaac had a PS4 in his trailer.
Oscar Isaac's a man. I love that guy.
PS5 wasn't out yet, so it was not like he was cheap or something. Cheap Oscar Isaac with PS4. No disrespect to people that have a PS4. Or the PS3 or the PS1.
Ooh, a little Game Boy Advance.
Or Game Boy Advance or GameCube or Sega Genesis.
What do you think your fans are most excited about you being in a movie like this?
I don't know. I think a movie of this size, like you said, I mean, these are the movies I grew up watching. I love auteur-driven movies. I love small indie movies, but like movies that Hans Zimmer scores where the theater shakes and people are screaming from their seats in Times Square. I've always dreamt of being in a movie like that. As you said, Zendaya's been in some awesome big movies, you know. I've seen her in some awesome big movies before I ever knew her, you know, seeing Spider-Man for the first time. And so to get to be in a movie like that, and a movie like that Denis is directing, and I really hope I really hope people see this in theaters because
it has to be seen in theaters.
yeah, and in the U.S. we have this thing where it's coming out and streaming the same day, but this is a movie made to be seen in theaters, and if you're like us and you like going to movies, like when you go to movies with your friends, or like going to movies with like a potential crush or something or whatever, this is you get to see in theaters.
Now for the seamless transition.